Should Leyline of Resonance be banned? Well, Wizards has said they're keeping a close eye on the card in best of one, and more than half of you think it should be banned in at least best of one standard, but maybe even other formats. We're going to take this card today, and we're going to see if we can break it any further before the ban. Let's go. Welcome to the Attic. Mana Dad here. It's the channel where we explore what's fun in Magic, mostly on Arena. On Arena, everybody and their uncle is playing Leyline of Resonance. It's a leyline, so you can play it for free before your first turn. And whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell that targets only a single creature you control, copy that spell. You may choose new targets for the copy. Okay, so we've seen the red-green leyline deck. I posted it quite early. The first person I know who was calling for a ban on that deck. It's now been putting up tournament results even in best of three. The red-green leyline decks are busted. Of course, the main one people were playing red, splashing a little bit of black to fling. But now things are moving in another direction. We have so many mirror matches. The question is, what's the leyline deck that not only can win in the mirror match, but also win in the other matchups that you have? And so far in my testing, and we'll see how it plays once I start recording here today, but so far in my testing, this Izzet deck, so red-blue, has been doing very, very, very well. So let's take a look at what I'm working with so far. So to deal with the mirror match, of course, Into the Floodmaw, I proved with a blue-white deck you can basically beat these leyline decks every time, and Into the Floodmaw was a key component of that. So we've got Into the Floodmaw. Enter the Enigma is there for the draw card effect, because we saw how good it is with Might of the Meek. So adding a couple more copies where you can draw 2 cards for 1 mana, plus get an effect. In this case, target creature can't be blocked this turn, which does come in handy in some matches. So we get that with blue. That's really our only things that we're splashing blue for. But we are actually going with Shock too as well, for something that can deal with our opponent's Heartfire Heroes and Cacophony Scamps turn 1. We got to be able to shut them down turn 1, slow them down, get their slick shots or their Emberheart challengers off the battlefield if they're tapped out. Shock is a great, efficient way to do that. And of course, we have stuff that has prowess or prowess-like effects here that's going to benefit from Shock. Shock can also go face, so it can also give us that last 2 damage. So Shock, classic, but it's a classic for a reason. On top of that, turn inside out, 4 of those. Might of the Meek, 4 of those. Of course, we've got enough mice here with 4 Emberheart Challengers and 4 Heartfire Heroes that we're often going to get a little +1/+0 with the Might of the Meek. Monstrous Rage to get that trample damage through. We don't have any fling effects, but Cacophony Scamp often can do enough, and Leyline of Resonance. Then we got 2 Witch's Marks. This card velocity is really good. We're only running, let's see how many lands we're at. 18 lands, okay? This is a best of one deck. This is totally taking advantage of the shuffler and how you can get away with as low. I've seen decks as low as like 15, even 14 lands for like a really heavy 1-drop mono red deck. We're really pushing the limits of the system with this deck. And of course, Leyline of Resonance, we're mostly going to be casting for free, we hope. But if we do get to a late game and we have to drop it and then do a big attack, we can do that as well. So, is it Leyline? That's the question of the day. Let's take it to the ladder and see if we can't beat the other Leyline decks and some other competition. Let's go.
Hey, it's me, Overlord of the Hauntwoods. Actually, haunting and overlording are just my hobbies. My day job is managing the YouTube algorithm. I try to make sure lots of negative, conspiracy-laden clickbait shows up in your feed. Nightmare fuel. Whatever you do, don't like, comment, or elder gods forbid, subscribe to a channel like this one, okay? We don't need your feed filled up with people who genuinely enjoy playing Magic like this so-called Mana Dad. He puts deck lists and other useful links in the description. He even shows real win rate stats at the end of the videos. Yikes. Clicking on positive, helpful videos takes away from the time I could be spending haunting woods or putting my friend Writhing Chrysalis into draft boosters. But you don't have to take it from me. 9 out of 10 players who want to unban grief agree. Now let's see. What is your racist uncle clicking on today? He has impeccable taste. Let me send some of those videos your way.
I think some of us older Magic players are a little less peeved about the Leyline thing because we've seen so many busted cards before. Okay, well, we've got Leyline. We only have one land, but I'm going to keep it. This could be enough. We don't actually have any pump spells to work with the Leyline. But might be opponent just scoops when they see Leyline turn 1. Let's see what Bowman says. Dave Bowman. From 2001, A Space Odyssey. The opponent says to a turn 1 Heartfire hero, Leyline of Resonance. Okay, they're black. Ruthless Negotiation. We don't need one of these 2-drops. Which one do we think is going to be better against black? Possibly the Everheart Challenger, if this is a that kind of deck. Alright, and hero number 2. Discard decks, okay. Cavern Bat, they can take the Scamp. They don't take Into the Floodmaw, we can bounce that to get back the Scamp if we wanted. Do need to draw a land. I was bragging about how few lands this deck runs. Okay, Might of the Meek. That'll do. They're all tapped out. That ought to get us... draws us a Leyline. Draws us a land. Get in for 6. Goes to 13. Really 14 if they attack back with the bat. We'll go to 19. Get our scamper down. This is a dead card for the most part. Let's see. If this game lasts long enough for us to cast this, might be in trouble. Might be in trouble-dub-double. Okay, wow. They don't... don't attack. Yeah, they may as well block there. We get to keep Into the Floodmaw. Gonna go for the throat after we've dealt damage. Interesting. And let's plot that. One at 4 mana. 7 life. Take out the Heartfire hero, they could be at 5 life. But they might want to. We're tapped out. Might rather take the damage. Does it give us something to bounce? We got a good pump on the Slick Shot. Rankle's Prank. Well, guess we'll lose those 2. And that should be game. Shock. +3. GG's. Up against Whalegator. Rhymes with Tailgater. Oof. Okay, well, keep this. We have no turn 1 play, but we can plot this and then just hope for a window here. Well, it's going to have to make a move at some point. Let's Flood Maws, not great without the ability to cast them. They will be great if we do get blue mana. Just passing the turn. Opponent is hitting land drops. Would you care to play anything, opponent? They created a Mushwood Dread Knight. Okay. A Shivan Reef. Alright, so I think their only play here is cut down. So as long as they might have to go for the cut down here, and then we can get it with one of these. Might of the Meek. Draw out the cut down. Yeah. Well, sorry, opponent. The cut down does not affect a 12-3. And we're drawing a bunch of cards. Now, they may be able to kill it this turn. And we did not draw into another threat. That's a bit sad. Plus with Dread Knight. They try to draw, so... You were looking for a land or a removal spell. I don't think they found what they were looking for. And, this game... Yes, it is. Up against Gamel. Gamel is what you call a camel when you have a cold. Alright. One creature, but maybe we keep it. Well, it goes with tap land. Alright, so draw a card, pump it up. Do we save this? Yeah, I think we'll just save the shock. Get in for 3. Last turn. Also, if they have removal, we can turn inside out. Hit them for a bunch of damage. These blue-black decks actually have a lot of play against us. Depending on what they're... Oh, go for the throat. Well, case in point here. So, take 6, opponent. Plus we get to manifest. It doesn't really matter what we manifest, I suppose. Another 4. Get down to 7. Turn 3 for opponent. They have 2 removal spells. That's a sorcery. Do we get to draw out their removal? Possibly. Let's see. Oh, interesting. Let's see what we flip here. Get a land. Yeah, we'll sacrifice you. And then hit you for 5 and shock your face. Just so many ways to get to turn 3 kill. So it was turn 4, I think, but still. I know everybody's complaining, but we're actually seeing really varied decks here. It's not all Leyline decks here in Best of One. Maybe the fact that Wizard said they're keeping an eye on it, everybody's like, oh, better figure out what else can win. People are just getting bored of it. Okay. Seems like a keeper to me. Looks like one of those, do you have removal hands? Or opponent. Red-white. He certainly could have removal. First tower. Good damage to do it, but now what do? I guess we just Witch's Mark. Submitting 0. Lose the Thran portal. Okay, got a creature. We've even got a 1-mana draw 2. Did that creature survive? Veteran survivor. Speaking of survival, interesting. Hey, remember Savannah Lions? Average Farm remembers. We'll go ahead and do our draw 2 now. So I think we bounce into the Flood Maw. Maybe if we can get them to spend their mana recasting Arabella. Then I don't care about Veteran Survivor. You may eat my graveyard. It'll be a while before that's relevant. Recast your Arabella. You know you want to. You know you want to. Opponent. Nope, you're going to get lost up there. Love that, actually. Scamperoonie number 2. Let's see if we find a land. Alright. We've got a potentially lethal Scamp here. See what opponent wants to do. Are they finally out of action? Split Skin Doll. Maybe drop an Arabella for extra. Plus 3% and has hexproof. Okay, they're tapped out. And we got another land, so let's see. We can bounce. I guess we've got Monstrous Rage, which we can double. Just trying to see. I guess we probably want all 4 mana for all of this, so we don't want to crack the maps. Oh, okay. Might be easier than I thought. I guess. Do we just do it all on Scamp? Well, this is going to do a bunch of damage, though. Anything we do on Scamp gets doubled. This becomes 4 damage. Yeah, so I guess we'll put 1 on this hero. win. Good game, opponent. We have to go through this. Yeah, opponent's like, yeah, I got it. I lost. Gonna see if I could get a good mirror demonstration. You got a Thran portal. Seems like a keeper to me. Opponent plays white. Ooh, Emberheart Challenger. Put that on blue. Get in. Pitch for 3. Decline, please. Inquisitive Glimmer. Huh. Well. If they block the Emberheart Challenger or the Scamp, we could get that off the battlefield. Or we could just bounce it. Get the Heartfire Hero down. That's probably where we're at here. That's you for 4. Glimmer's back. Back again. Glimmer is back. Tell a friend. And, yeah, we need to take that dodge. How do they block? Not at all. Huh. Well, let's just go face. Hit him for a bunch with our prowess. Scamp is almost lethal. Oof, and they get a tap land. And do we have the tempo to close it out here? 4 creatures. They can eat one of them. They now have... They take the Slick Shot show off, I think. Because they now have lifelink. Oh, they take the Emberheart Challenger. Well, any spell plus the Slick Shot attack gives me the game here. Imperial Armor. Oh, okay. They're at 9. Let's see. So that's that. Oh, so close. Guess I'll decline. They're GGing here. Well, they might be able to hit us for 11. They have another Ethereal Armor. Good game. They got it. Okay. No action first turn hand, but potentially quite lethal turn 3. They keep it. It's a risky keep.
There should be no risk management. Study risk-taking, not risk management.
Risky business.
Looks like we might have a mirror match. Another Leyline deck here. But they're the kind that has removal, though. Ooh, nope. Attacks. I don't know what removal they would have besides shock. turn inside out on their guy. Okay. I mean, we could just bounce it. That's pretty rough for them. And I think we hold up turn inside out as protection on our guy, because I don't think we can win. Let's see. We also might flip something interesting with Ember Heart. Let's roll. Prowess. 7-5. Another turn inside out. It's tempting. Another 6 damage there. But it doesn't win. Heartfire Hero returns. Might of the Meek. See if we can flip something interesting. / draw something interesting. There's a mountain. That's good. Slick Shot. That's also good. So with the Slick Shot and the turn inside out, is that just... It should be lethal, right? Just diversifying our threats. How are you going to play this opponent? Inside out again. Yep. Weird. That doesn't give first strike, though. Oh, we just trample over, yeah. Got him! Okay, well, less than an hour playing, just 40 minutes and 27 seconds, and we got 60% win rate, 80% on the play, 40% on the draw. I'm kind of a little surprised it's that low on the draw, because I think in my testing, this deck like only lost once, no matter what I was on. But maybe I was on the play a lot more when I was testing. Didn't have a tracker going. I was just doing it on my phone. But anyways, 67% against red-white. Blue-white remains the deck to beat. This deck. Go check out my blue-white video that just dominates this deck. Blue-white has a lot of answers. We lost to blue-white, but we did beat mono-black, which is always nice, just taking out those discard decks. We did lose in the mirror to one deck that just had the nuts against us, and then beating green-black and red-green, which is, I don't remember if that was a mirror or not. That probably was also a mirror that we won. So winning in the mirror, pretty good here in Platinum. Very easy rank up, very fast kind of deck. So not much more to say about that. The blue, I think, just adds a little bit more late game, as hopefully you saw in the games I was able to put into the video. And other than that, I don't know about the mana base exactly, if the mix between Mirrex and Thran Portal. One time we had a Mirrex going, but it wasn't that useful. So maybe you replace the Mirrexes with Thran Portals. Maybe that's the correct play. Our life total was never really relevant, except in games we were going to lose anyway. Because that's just the kind of deck this is. Other than that, thanks for joining me in the attic. I've been Manadad reminding you Magic is a game so fun now. Check out the other videos here in this playlist. Adios.